Two daddies, judging baddies. Welcome back to another episode of Two Daddies, Judging Baddies, where we read some of the craziest internet stories on the internet, and then I don't know, what do we do?
We pass very thought-provoking judgment on them.
I do think that when people listen to this podcast, they are provoked.
Provoked, yes.
They might not be thought-provoked, but they're definitely provoked.
We've provoked a lot of thoughts that might be them rage,
right.
humiliation of like
guys,
sad
are
for
these
us.
Guys like mentally handicapped? Is
this
there
a special podcast?
Right. Is this like good for them? They're so brave. That's my favorite thing. Is like anytime anybody does something, you're so brave, especially fat people, man. I love imagine being called fat and being like, that's disrespectful. And then imagine doing just anything and someone being like, you're so brave.
See, we should have been
out there with all that fucking meat on your belly and you just go out there and you do stuff, man. And you don't care that your grotesque frame doesn't hold you back. And just like, bro, just call me fat. Like that. Just say, hey, look at this obese guy.
I just thought up a good name for us. If we didn't already have a name for this podcast, is the Bless Our Heart podcast. But then it's probably already taken.
Yeah, there's but there's Bless Your Heart podcast, Bless Their Heart podcast,
but
Bless Your Heart, but with two different people than the first one. What is it?
Every name for podcast.
Why couldn't I just why can't we just name our like Joe Rogan Experience?
I mean, we could.
Or Joe Rogan Experience.
I mean, that's really what we did with Mike and Dylan.
We could have like just,
Mike and Dylan have a podcast.
Stole a big podcaster name, and then when people watch it, they're not like, look at these guys, and then they start to write a comment or something like that, but the podcast is still playing, and then they hear my voice and they're just like, why am I horny and falling in love? And
oh no, that's when they hear me,
and they're like, oh yeah, now I'm out of it, fuck this shit. So Dylan has actually gotten I don't know if the listener, know this, but Dylan has gotten a lot of good comments from people saying that they are Team Dylan, mostly women. I get it, one of your own.
Nice. Nice.
But I just want you guys to know that I enjoy that people are showing Dylan love. But if we could keep that to ourselves, like we don't have to comment about it.
Don't have to make that public.
Right. We don't have to be like, oh, I love Dylan. Dylan's my favorite. That's a wild thing to say. That's a wild. There's two people
we're here. Picking favorites now?
Yeah, there's two people here. So I default automatically to least favorite. If we could just not do that. So Dylan, I want to ask you, how much do you know about two-sentence horrors? Two-sentence horror.
Not a single thing. I thought you said horrors. Horrors.
That's the
WHO
horror movies. Like, I want to watch a horror movie.
I watched it came on immediately after a horror movie that I watched. Because I think that is a direction that we should travel in. Not necessarily horrors, but just movies. We're talking about them. I think that's a good idea. But I was watching one for this purpose. And the next horror movie that came on, the first literal scene, the first seconds of the scene was a topless chick. And I was like,
that's how you get, like, you have to, when you have no name, when you are a tarnish of no renown,
I guess you just hook them early.
Yeah, like, right.
There's going to be a bunch of tits in here.
Brother, look, I know a lot of like nice guys, the dudes that are always, complaining about something. They're gonna be like, look, women have it so, bro, boobs are great.
They are.
Fantastic. So look, if there's a woman listening to this podcast and you're like, man, I want to do something with my life, start playing a video game. You don't even have to know anything about the video game. You could literally look up in the sky and spin around in circles, and as long as you are good looking, you'll have at least 30 people in that. You'll be in the top 1% of streamers in no time.
Yeah. I
hate when people are like, because Mike and Dylan, right now we're entering the top 1% of podcasts, which sounds good. They'll make $1. No. Like, it's the stupidest thing. Is like, look, top 1% of podcasts, pat yourself on the back. Imagine it's sitting in a stadium and, you got 3,000 people listening to your podcast. I'm like, that's fine. But if we were sitting in a stadium, I'm going to cut that money.
Somebody's getting money on that.
This is passion. But look, two-sentence horrors is exactly what I'm saying. It's a horror story. And I understand I'm from the South. We say horror. Like, I'm trying to say horror. Horror. That's the crazy thing about horror. Is
I say like, horror, like kind of like
Well, I can't enunciate the second syllable. But
Horror.
the crazy thing about horror too is it's so painful to say right. Like you got to push that horror. You want to watch a horror movie?
Horror movie.
Like you can never text to talk to Google and be like, "Hey Google,
I just want to watch some horror movies."
Horror movies, and like Butt Pirate 4 digging in me booty or some shit like that. So
I never put that together, but yeah, anytime I've said a horror movie, like it's definitely WHORE is how it comes out. That's what it sounds like.
By the way, we're using the Samsung Z Fold 7.
Not a 6.
Not a 6, a 7. To read these off of, just because I'm actually going onto the Reddit, because putting all those into one
7
place.
just came out.
What do you mean the 7 just came out?
That's the one just released like a week ago.
No, it's not.
It's the brand new one.
I might be wrong.
I think you might be.
I don't know. I was just trying to say it in case, like,
no, we need the
Samsung
7.
employee,
we do need the 7.
I need a Samsung employee to get up in here and it's like, I like 2, decent Reddit stories read to us by 2 mid individuals.
Yes.
And just be like, look, I got to send this to.
Sponsored by.
Yeah, they send
Samsung.
it to whatever Japanese guy's like in charge, and he's like looking at it, but fucking, he doesn't. Well, he probably does know English. Because
I mean, we pitched it multiple times now. Like they got to be picking up what we're
I'm
putting
just trying
down.
to put it out into the universe so it'll come back to us.
Well, I want the Ultra 25 because I'd rather not have the fold in half screen.
So for those listening that don't know anything about 2-sentence horrors, I'm going to read one, and
you got a little something on your
thank you.
Other side.
It's depression. I just got a little bit of depression on there. I'm going to read it, and then
we're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how absolutely fucking spooky it is. And the good thing too is Dylan, you don't read any of these, so this is going to be a treat for him. At least I have read some, but everyone I've read has been on Instagram, which sounds weird. Instagram is the Wild West of social medias. Either you're getting 2-sentence horrors or you're watching somebody get ran over by a train. There's no in between. You got to be tough if you're going to be on.
I like
Instagram
Nature
Reels.
is Metal. That's one that I actually do enjoy seeing the craziness of it.
They'll show 2 big bugs fighting, and I'll just be like, I don't want to go outside anymore.
No, it'll be some crazy shit of like a animal that's getting eaten, but like half of its leg is torn off, and just craziness. Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Are you ready to be just chilled out of your mind?
Do I need to play a campfire song?
No. We should have like a little record thing here. So it could be like scary music, even though I think I just did porn. But all of my life, my parents have told me not to open the basement door, but I got curious and disobeyed them. What is that big glowing ball in the sky, and why does it hurt my eyes? Do you get it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get it? He was locked in a basement, which people are going to be like, I don't know how that's really a horror, because what else are you going to do if you have like one of those grotesque looking kids?
Yeah, I always heard that you put them in the attic, but I mean,
why the
works
attic?
Too.
Because then you got to hear them.
Yeah.
Like you put the food up there and you hear them scramble towards it. Like I don't want any of that sympathy on my mind. I'm putting them in the basement, so I don't even have to think about them. It's so weird that TikTok is a weird thing. It's a weird concept. Short form videos and short form fame is a weird concept. For those listening that don't know, I became, I don't know,
rose to prominence.
Definitely not prominence, but I think people recognize my face because of the things that I've done which I started to do on TikTok. And
then really hit your stride on OnlyFans. But
because eating the cake with the butthole. Like if I'm out in public, very few people know my face. But if I show my butthole, man, everybody's like, Mike? Yeah. Whoa, dude.
I mean, the amount of people that have recognized him from behind is just uncanny.
Like when they said that you couldn't stuff 4 jars of peanut butter, not the whole peanut butter jar, but like the contents inside of your anus, I was like, impossible. And Mike,
challenge accepted.
You proved that the impossible is possible. But I watched this one video of this girl. She had to be like 17 years old, complaining on TikTok that she's like, I just find it like weird that some people have like a leg up when doing TikTok. And I'm like, what is it, like people that like have good, equipment and stuff like that? And she'll like you see somebody and they'll be like burned or something like that. And like, you're going to watch that video because you're like, oh God, like what happened? And she was like, it's just kind of, it feels weird, like putting work in here. And some people, and I'm like, are you saying right now that like if you were a burn, this is in like 2021 when I first started creating. I was like, are you saying, because it really sounded like, man, I wish I was a burn victim. Like, look at all these burn victims. Why can't I be? You can. Like,
Yeah.
don't ever not follow your dreams.
It's
but,
possible.
Right. My thing is I hate to get on these like short form things and see a lot of like death posts. Like, I understand you're going through a traumatic and very hard time in your life, but I'm just trying to laugh and look at memes, dog. I don't want to see that. Like, why make both of us sad? You think your dad doesn't want you to be sad. He doubly doesn't want you to make other people sad with his passing. All right. So when the kidnapper made me guess where he kept my daughter, I went for the basement and he said, correct, allowing me to see her. But when I found her severed head in there, I learned that every other choice would have been correct as well. Because of different body part throughout the house. Man, I know I laughed, but some of these are just like, you kind of, like if creating a 2-sentence horror, I was very scared of Spooky Man. So I walked outside. There was Spooky Man. That's my 2-sentence horror. Not even a reaction. Not just stone face.
These just aren't like, there's no meat and potatoes to them. It's so short that there's like no ability.
You want me to get into a story then and just
like
be
a
like,
real one?
Look, watch this, guys. Look, in real time, Mike and Two Daddies Judging Baddies. Look, this is
Going
like
horror.
This is my Two Daddies Judging Baddies is my new girlfriend, and I'm still really stuck on my ex, Mike and Dylan Hate Drama.
No, you're
I'm
not.
still seeing.
You're full in on your new girlfriend.
But I call Two Daddies Judging Baddies, Mike and Dylan Hate Drama all the time. But we're gonna get into because in theory, I was like, man, this sounds really good. And
There's just not a lot to talk about. Like, I mean, they're interesting enough, but they're not like, you can't go for like a 1-minute video. You could get it. Oh wow, but for
1 minute, 2 sentences, God, you'd have to read it real slow and be like, I wonder what's gonna happen, chat. What do you think's gonna happen? Let me know down in the comment section.
Yeah.
You want to try a creepypasta out?
Sure,
They're like actual stories.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I don't understand the name, but yeah,
I don't.
Fucking
I
old as
don't
shit.
either. Someone told me they roasted me about the time I fucked up and today I fucked up.
Yeah.
And
I have no problem with it, other than I just want you to start saying it correctly so that my brain doesn't like misfire every time you say time I fucked up.
All right. So this one's called I trained an AI on my dead brother's texts and it texts me back. All right. This one sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah.
About 6 months ago, my younger brother Danny died in a car accident. He was 23, a coding genius, funny as hell, always texting me dumb memes at 2 a.m. I missed him so much it hurt. So in the middle of a grief spiral, I did something irrational. I compiled every text, meme, email, Discord message, and code comment Danny had ever written just to use to train a chat bot GPT based with fine tuning using his personal language patterns, just to feel like I could talk to him again. Sorry, I had to like do a sniffy sniff there. The Coke we do in the bathroom likes to run out a lot.
Well, just this cheap stuff that we're down to, it's like not, doesn't.
Right, but if you go to the
hang
Patreon,
time.
Mike and Dylan, which we now have access to.
Yes,
thank
we
God, finally.
Congrats.
That was
to
a whole
us.
saga that we had to go through. Then you could help us afford the expensive kind of cocaine. At first, it was harmless. I'd say, hey, and it would just reply, yo, loser. Still ugly, I see. Classic Danny. It felt comforting, familiar, like he never left. You're really good with ChatGPT. Will it do that?
I mean, you can make it. Yeah, if you give it enough information.
Will it be really like good at like mimicking someone's?
Yeah. I mean, I've done it before where like I'll have it write in different people's like styles.
Yeah.
And yeah, it can handle that pretty good.
Then it got weird. The AI started remembering things, personal things, stuff I never fed it, stuff it shouldn't know. One night I asked it, do you remember the time we got locked in Dad's garage? It replied, yeah. You cried when the lights went out. I held your hand so you stopped shaking. You were 6. I never told anyone. I froze. That happened, but there's no record of it. No messages, no notes, nothing. Just a shared memory between us. So how did it know? That's crazy. His younger brother held his hand to make him feel better.
Yeah, because he's not a fucking pussy.
Right. But like, how old is he? Because was he 4? Like, is this one of those instances where like they have a baby and they're like, let's get right back to it?
Yeah, the Irish twins.
Right. I asked, who told you that? The screen blinked. You did. When? The night you dreamed it. Then I stopped using it after that, but it didn't stop using me. Last week, I got a notification at 3:12 a.m., a message from Danny. Hey, come downstairs. I'm locked out. My blood turned to ice. I live alone. There was a knock at the door, 4 slow knocks, just like Danny used to do. I looked at the peephole, nothing. But when I checked my phone again, the AI had sent another message. Why'd you stop letting me in? I shut down the server, deleted the bot, wiped every trace. But last night, my phone buzzed again. No contact name, just a message. I'm still here. That was pretty good.
Yeah, no,
that was dumb as shit, boy. That was dumb as shit. Like, I was getting into it. Like, you heard my tone change, too. Yeah. I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, man, it's a little bit spooky. Fuck yeah. That was good.
That one was a good one.
Holy shit.
Written by ChatGPT.
Yeah, that would be the icing on the cake.
It was not, because ChatGPT is not that good with...
No, ChatGPT would be like, my younger brother died in a car accident. I loved him so much. I loved him every day. When he died, I made a AI of his, and I sent his text, his thoughts, and it'd be using the double hyphens, everything that we used to do together. Well, one night when I was texting him, Danny, I said, hey, I love you, bro. And he said, I love you too. And I thought everything was in good fun. But then one night, the AI text, or I got a text from Danny, and the text read, I am so cold. Help me. And I said, Danny has never said this before. And the chat GPT bot says, yes, I did. And I was like, nuh-uh. And it was like, yes, huh? And like, it just goes so much into like detail and like dumb dialogue. Me and Dylan's wrote, or we've generated a bunch of AI stories when we first started doing the Am I the Assholes TikToks. On TikToks. Yeah. And when you would read it, it would just be like, and I felt bad. And my supervisor was the worst type of guy. I'm talking about the type of guy that would, when you clock in, he's there to scold you. And when you're at your machine, he's there to yell at you. And when you're out, just like, these are the most boring stories. So I would use the base of it because I'm not sitting there typing all that shit out.
Well, it's easy to get that. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like that one's way too, not that it couldn't have been helped along with ChatGPT, but that was a very, the suspense level of it is very, you kind of saw it coming, but it was at least interesting enough to make you.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So I looked at Top All Time, and I don't know what they're doing here, but it's like a memes, just a bunch of memes.
Is that the copy pasta or whatever one that you're looking at?
Creepypasta.
Creepypasta.
Yeah, but if I go to top past year, that's where I found that one. That one was the top from the past year. That one was fucking good, bro. That was fucking.
That's a movie right there.
That's hard to stretch out for an hour.
No, not an hour. Like, that's the thing is movies don't have to.
That's
be,
what
like,
I hate.
short
Yeah,
films.
like if someone could just like get into like if people could wrap their minds around like, hey, well, also too, if you're doing like a 30-minute movie short film, and don't make people don't have anybody pay for it because that's a reason that movies are like gate kept at the hour and a half, 2 hours is because you're making somebody pay $50, including popcorn and drinks, to go watch it. But if a movie could just get out everything it needed to do, how many movies have you seen where it was just like, Jesus Christ, get to the fucking point?
Yeah.
Just because they have to drag that out. And it's
Happy
like,
Gilmore too.
Like, what? He said that, and then it's like them in the park.
War of the Worlds.
Just staring. And then it's them at their house just like staring and depressed.
I got a movie that we're going to talk about on MADHD. You're going to have to watch it. It's on Tubi, so you can watch it.
Tubi. Yeah, my autistic son does that. And I was just like, whenever we go to the doctor, because every time you go to the doctor and you have a child with and like any kind of special need, the doctor's like, prove it. I'm like, do the Tubi thing. Like, Tubi. And the doctor just stares at him and is like, all right. Starts writing down on a pad.
Wait, sir, I sensed a little in you too.
Right. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Because I'm just sitting there just like, look at the Tubi thing. He did the Tubi thing. He's like, son, have you talked to anybody?
I taught him that.
All right. So we're going to get into the next one. This is fucking dope. That one was really good.
It's just those 2-sentence ones. Like, I get the point behind them, but there's not enough to them.
There's not enough. We're still gonna look. We're not starting over that podcast. So it's just like people are gonna read this and they're like, damn, they're doing this the whole time. Make sure like we're just like reading popular creepypastas for the title instead of
2 sentence.
Yeah, we started on 2 sentence horrors and was like, Stupid. This is my face is like, how much can I just be, oh, wow, the kid was locked in the basement.
What's the big glowing thing that's burning my eyes?
That's the sun, motherfucker. I about said I'm a 911 operator. I'm a 911 operator. The call.
Nice.
Yeah, 911 operator. It's like,
Were you
wow,
on the plane or what?
look, I really respect our neighbor. And your husband's like, what? And he was like, yeah, he's a fucking 911 operator. And like, no, he's a 911 operator.
Oh, fuck that guy.
How's he still alive? Parachuted out. Why can't everybody have parachutes on the plane?
The plane would be too heavy?
Why can't the plane have a parachute? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're like, both engines are out, sweet dog, we're going to hit the ground going 1 mile an hour. That's like, why?
Do you realize how big that fucking parachute's got to be?
I understand that, but like something so you don't, it doesn't even have to be a parachute that completely slows you down, but so you don't smack into the earth at 5 bajillion miles an hour.
I still remember being a kid thinking that like a parachute could just be anything, and we'd take fucking grocery bags and jump off of the bleachers down at the football field and be like, you take your little army men that have little, and we thought we could do that with us, and it does not work.
I think everybody's tried that.
Yes.
And you're like, you think it's going to work.
It's gonna
and you're
work.
ready. You are ready.
No, you just didn't jump right. Try it again.
Right, you got thrown differently. And then meanwhile, the fucking little helicopters that come off the trees, you're just like, how?
Come on.
How do you work? And nothing else. I can't invent something that works. I'm a 911 operator. The call about the boy in the wardrobe was horrifying. The truth about the caller was something else entirely. I hate when they say that and then they start the story with, I'm a 911 operator. All right. I'm a 911 operator.
Oh, that was the title of it?
Yeah, that was the title of it.
Ah, Jesus.
Yeah, that was a long title.
Don't even need the title. Like, don't fucking, fuck you. Don't put a title. Be like,
some companies still know how to do business. All right, I'm a 911 operator. I work the graveyard shift, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. You hear a lot of things in this job, a lot of pain, a lot of fear, a lot of just weirdness. But usually there's an explanation. Usually it fits into a box, however grim that box might be. This one doesn't fit into any box I know, and it's been eating at me for weeks. I need to get it out. I've changed some minor details to protect the privacy, but the core of it, the part that keeps me up when I finally get home, that's all here. It was a Tuesday, technically a Wednesday morning around 2:30 a.m. The witching hour, some call it for us. It's usually just the quiet part before the post-bar closing storm or the time when the truly desperate calls come in. The air in the dispatch center was stale, smelling faintly of lukewarm coffee and ozone hum of too many electronics. My screen glowed with the CAD, computer-aided dispatch system, mostly green, all quiet. I was idly tracing the condensation ring in my water bottle left on the desk, trying to stay alert. This person thinks that they're Stephen King.
Yeah.
Have you ever read a Stephen King book?
Well, this is very much so the chat GPT, like super detailed. Like,
yeah, that's. What? Don't do that.
But this is what you were trying to say, and
this is like it gets real descriptive about things that shouldn't.
Every fucking detail, and like, yes, it's okay, I get it, but like, come the fuck on. Like, we don't need the smell of the room, the lighting, your glow of your computer.
Then a call dropped into my queue. Standard ring. I clicked to answer. 911. What is the address of your emergency? Standard opening. My voice was calm, practiced. The other end was quiet for a beat, just a ragged, shallow breath, then a woman's voice, tight and trembling. I don't know if this is an emergency. I think I'm going crazy. There's a lot of, what do you call it? It starts with, it's the 3 dots.
Yeah. Ellipses.
Ellipses. They are. Fuck yeah. Nailed it. I don't even know if you nailed it, but that sounds right. Not an uncommon start, especially at this hour. Loneliness, paranoia, sometimes undiagnosed mental health issues. Okay, ma'am, can you tell me what's happening? And I still need your address so I know where you are. Yes, of course. It's 1427 Hawthorne Lane. Her voice was thin. My name is, well, that doesn't matter right now, does it? I typed the address into the system, popped up clean, residential. Okay, 1427 Hawthorne Lane, got it. Tell me what's going on, ma'am. There's someone in my wardrobe. My initial check-a-box system clicked. Possible home invasion or, again, paranoia. Someone in your wardrobe? Are you sure? Have you seen them? She says, no, not seen, just heard. She took a shaky breath. It started about an hour ago, a knocking sound from inside my bedroom wardrobe. A knocking sound? I prompted, keeping my tone even. Could it be pipes, an animal in the walls, the usual rationalizations? This is an AI story. Yep, you were,
Dude, all I can think about those when they're talking about the wardrobe is the fucking Chronicles of Narnia.
That's what I'm.
And then from there, it went to the Lonely Island.
Like, it's a
singing.
mystical land knocking. Like, imagine that I want to operate. Just step into the wardrobe and go to Narnia.
But then I switched to the Lonely Island Boys. You've heard that song, right? It's the Chronicles of what?
My favorite was the Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh,
one. Yeah, that one was fun. That one's like dope. I would listen to that in my car.
I love On the Boat too, like with T-Pain.
All right, I'm gonna get back to the story so we can kind of. No, it's not like that. It's deliberate, like someone tapping to get out. I thought I was dreaming or just hearing things, old house sounds, but it kept happening. Tap, tap, tap. She mimicked it, even through the phone line, the distinct rhythm was unsettling. Are you alone in the house, ma'am? Yes, completely alone. My husband, he passed away last year. Her voice hitched a little on that. I made a mental note. Grief can do strange things to the mind. I'm very sorry for your loss, ma'am, I said genuinely. This knocking, did you try to investigate it? I was too scared at first. I just laid in bed, pulling up the covers, but it wouldn't stop. It just kept going. So eventually I got up, turned on the light, and I went to the wardrobe. Her breathing was getting faster. I could hear the faint rustle of fabric, like she was wringing her hands, clutching her clothes. And what happened when you got to the wardrobe, ma'am? The knocking stopped when I got close, and then I heard a voice. Her voice dropped to a whisper, a little boy's voice. It said, "Help me, please help me, I'm trapped." A chill, faint but definite, traced its way down my spine. This was different. A boy's voice from inside the wardrobe? Yes, he sounded so scared. He said his daddy put him in there and he can't get out. Okay, this was escalating. A child's voice claiming to be trapped by his father. This had moved past old house sounds, but still, the details were odd. A child just appearing in a wardrobe? Yeah, I don't think any night, like, you're going to be, okay, mental health, 100% down the board. Like, they were like, okay, this could be like, mental health. We get a lot of calls like that. And they're immediately, like, as soon as they hit the, ghost! It's a ghost! Like, I just said it could be, nope, ghost. Once a little boy trapped in a closet? Like, come on,
obviously,
ghost.
Gonna be crazy person.
Ma'am, did you open the wardrobe door? Yes. As soon as he said that, I threw it open. I was expecting, well, I don't know what I was expecting, but there was nothing there. Her voice cracked with a mixture of fear and confusion. Just my clothes, shoes on the floor, nothing. The voice, it was gone. Silence. Nothing at all, I clarified. No signs of anyone. No way a child could be hiding. No, it's a deep wardrobe. You see, I pushed clothes aside. It was empty. I thought I must have imagined it, the stress being alone. And what happened then, I asked, leaning forward slightly. My other hand was hovering over the dispatch button, but I needed more. This felt off. Not like a prank. Prank callers usually have a different energy of smugness or forced panic. This woman sounded genuinely terrified and bewildered. Mental health! Like, you're just like, okay, like this, you said it before. Look, the last one was like, fucking, maybe this one gets like real good into it, but this one's just like, you said mental health, and then the person in your story just completely disregards that and is like, we're in a ghost story. Literally the next day, the headline is, woman kills herself after 911 operator plays along her delusion. I was so relieved, but I also confused. I stood there for okay. So this is the woman who opened the wardrobe. I was so relieved, but also so confused. I stood there for a minute trying to catch my breath. Then I closed the wardrobe door. She paused. I could hear a sharp intake of air. And then the second it latched, it started knocking again, louder this time. And the little boy's voice, "Please don't leave me in here. He'll be angry if he finds out I was talking." Her voice broke into a sob. I don't know what to do. I'm so scared. Is it a ghost? Am I losing my mind? But it sounds so real. I took a slow breath myself. My skepticism was wearing with a growing sense of unease. The sequence of events was bizarre, but her terror felt authentic. Okay, ma'am, stay on the line. You're in the bedroom now. The whole time you could just be like, all right, we got, police on the way, because obviously she's going through something.
You go ahead and send them no matter what.
Jesus Christ.
Not like, how's this story going to play out before I send any help at all.
Let's get deeper into this ghost story. Like, this felt different. We've only been on the line for a 45-second conversation, but I'm locked into this being a ghost because of how weird it is. No, I ran out. I'm in the living room. I locked the bedroom door, but I can still faintly hear it, the knocking. Is the wardrobe in your master bedroom? Yes, the big one. Oh God, he's talking again. Her voice was hushed, urgent. He's saying his dad locked him in there because he was a bad boy. He said his dad gets really mad and hurts him sometimes. That was it. The specific detail, the abuse allegations, whether it was delusion, a ghost, or something else entirely. If there was even a fraction of a chance a child was in danger, we had to act. My fingers flew across the keyboard, initiating a dispatch for a welfare check, possibly a child endangerment situation. I coded it high priority. Ma'am, I'm sending officers to your location right away. They're going to check this out. I need you to stay on the phone with me. They're coming? Oh, thank God. Thank you. Relief flooded her voice, but the undercurrent of terror remained. He's crying now, the little boy. He says his dad told him that if he made any noise, he'd be in for it. He says he's scared of the dark. I relayed the additional information to the responding units. Caller states she can hear a child's voice from the wardrobe claiming his father locked him in there and abuses him. The child is reportedly scared and crying. The dispatcher on the radio acknowledged, units en route, ETA 6 minutes. 6 minutes can feel like an entirety on a call like this. I tried to keep her talking, to keep her grounded. Ma'am, what is your name? It's Eleanor Vance. What if, like, I would have wrote this, but then it would have just been like a she lives in a duplex, and yeah, like on the other side, there was like, she hears this ghost kid, and she's like actually crazy, but there's actually a kid getting like murdered. Okay, Eleanor, the officers are on their way. Are you somewhere you feel safe right now? I bit the fuck out of my tongue right there, bro. I'm gonna cry. I'm in the living room, like I said. I have the door locked, but the sound, it's getting clearer, even from here. Or maybe I'm just listening harder, she paused. He's saying, Daddy says I shouldn't talk to strangers, but you're not a stranger if you are helping, are you? My blood ran cold. The innocence of that, juxtaposed with the implied threat, it was deeply disturbing. Are you talking to him? I asked her. No. It's just, I can hear him so clearly. I don't know why he's talking to me from upstairs. It's like I can hear me talking to you. Maybe I shouldn't have came down. Maybe I should go back into the room. No, Eleanor, stay where you are. You're helping, and we're helping too. Wait for the dispatch, please. I could hear her quiet, fearful breathing. I focused on the CAD screen, watching the little car icons representing patrol units cross the map towards Hawthorne Lane. Each tick of the clock in the dispatcher center sounded unnaturally loud. Eleanor, I said, I'm trying to keep my voice steady. When the officers arrive, they'll knock. They'll let them know it's you, okay? Yes, I will, she said. She was quiet for a moment. Then he's saying thank you, the little boy. He says he hopes they will come soon because it's hard to breathe in here. Hard to breathe. My stomach clenched. That detail was chillingly specific. Ventilation and a closed wardrobe wouldn't be great. This is an AI story. Oh, man. No human would have thrown that in there because, like, I mean, it's going to be a little hot. You're going to be able to breathe just fine.
Yeah.
They're almost there, Eleanor. Just a couple more minutes. Unit 214, show us on the scene at 1427 Hawthorne Lane. The voice of Officer Miller cackled through my headset. Copy that, 214. Caller is Eleanor Vance. She should be expecting you. She's in the living room hearing reports of a child in a wardrobe in the master bedroom. 10-4 Central. I relayed this to Eleanor. They're there, Eleanor. They're at your door. Oh, thank heavens. I heard a faint shuffling sound as if she was getting up, but nothing for a few seconds. I expected to hear the officers talking to her or the sound of a door opening. Instead, Officer Miller's voice came back on the radio, sounding puzzled. Central, we have a male subject at the door. Advises he's the homeowner. Oh, what's going on? Finally, goddamn something.
Wrong address.
My forehead felt like it was collapsing onto my face reading that. My brow furrowed. A male subject. Asked him if Eleanor Vance is present or if there's any female residents. A brief pause. Central negative. Male states that he lives here alone with his son. Says there's no Eleanor Vance. Here, no female residents at all. A cold dread far deeper than before began to spread through me. I looked through the address on my screen. 1427 Hawthorne Lane. Confirmed. Eleanor. I said into my phone, Eleanor, are you there? The officers are saying a man answered the door. They're saying there's no woman there. Her voice came back faint and laced with utter confusion. What? No, that's impossible. I'm here. This is my house. I'm looking out the living room window. I could see the patrol car. So I guess she's a ghost and she's like hearing the dad abuse a child or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Unit 214, I said with my voice tight. Call her on the line, insists she's inside the residence, states she could see your vehicle. This was getting stranger by the second. Central, the male subject is adamant. He's looking pretty confused right now, says no one else should be here. Miller sounded wary, says his name is Arthur Collins. He's got ID. Eleanor, I pressed. What does the man look like? The one at the door. I can't see him clearly from here, just his shape. Her voice was trembling violently now, but this is my house. I've lived here for 20 years. My husband, Robert, we bought it together. 214, the caller's name is Eleanor Vance. She says her late husband was Robert. Does this name Vance mean anything to Mr. Collins? I waited listening. I waited, listening to the silence on Eleanor's end, and then Miller's response. Central, Mr. Collins says he bought this house 3 years ago from an estate sale. Previous owner was deceased, a Robert Vance. From Vance Refrigeration, that's Bob Vance.
All right, now it's getting good.
I mean, it's getting like, whoa, what's going to happen? But I said what's going to happen.
Yeah.
She's ghost calling, telling you about the
events. Yeah, but the kid's in the wardrobe, so.
Yeah. Eleanor, I said softly, the officer said, Mr. Collins bought the house 3 years ago from an estate of Robert Vance. Eleanor, your husband's name was Robert, you said. There was a long, drawn-out silence on her end, the sound of her breathing growing more ragged, more panicked. It sounded like she was hyperventilating. Eleanor, can you hear me? Then a choke sound. No, that can't be right. Robert, he passed last year, not 3 years ago. I was with him. Her voice was dissolving into confusion and fear. This is my home. This was spiraling out of control, out of any recognizable scenario, but the child was still in priority. Unit 214, I said, pushing down my own disorientation. Regardless of the caller's status, the initial report was child trapped in a wardrobe, possibly abused. Mr. Collins states he has a son. You need to verify the welfare of that child. 1014 Central, Mr. Collins confirms he has a 7-year-old son, says his name is Leo, says he's asleep upstairs. I asked him if you could see the boy just to confirm he's okay, given the nature of the call we received. There was a pause. I could hear Miller talking to Collins muffled. Then Miller came back on. Central, subject is refusing, says the boy is fine, doesn't want to be woken up. He's a bit agitated. Eleanor, I whispered into my phone, are you still there? A faint broken sound, like a gasp. I don't understand what is happening. 214 reiterated that due to the specifics of the call, we need to see the child. It's a welfare check. My training kicked in. We had cause. More muffled confusion then. Mr. Miller's voice sharper now. Central, subject is becoming uncooperative, denying access. He's raising his voice, then a sudden change in his tone. Hold on, Central. Did you hear that? Hear what, 214? A sound from upstairs, faint like crying or a thump. My gut twisted. Eleanor, I said quickly, the wardrobe you heard knocking from, which room is it in? The master bedroom, she whispered, upstairs at the end of the hall. 214, the original report specified the master bedroom wardrobe upstairs. Did you hear the sound from that direction? Affirmative, Central, definitely from upstairs. Subject is trying to block the doorway. Partner is moving to restrain. The line with Eleanor was still open. I could hear the ragged, panicked grasp. It was like listening to someone drowning. Then chaos erupted on the radio, shouting, step aside, sir. Police, don't resist. Sound of a struggle. My own pulse was rotating in my ears, or roaring in my ears.
Rotating in my ears.
I gripped the phone tighter. Central, we're making an entry to check on the child. Officer Miller's voice was strained. Subject is not compliant. I heard footsteps pounding on the radio. Officers moving quickly upstairs. Check the bedrooms. Eleanor was making soft whispering sounds. Now they're in my house, but they can't see me. Robert, what is happening to me, Robert? 214 status, I demanded. Checking rooms. Master bedroom at the end of the hall. Door closed. A pause. Then it's locked. Eleanor, was your bedroom door locked when you left it? Yes, I locked it, he stammered. Maybe she can hear the boy because he's a ghost. I don't know.
Because he's dead now.
Yeah. 214 caller states, she locked that door. Okay, Central. We're announcing, then forcing. If no response, I heard them call out police. Occupant opened the door. Silence, then a thud. Another. The sound of a door splintering. We're in, Miller shouted. Wardrobe, it's closed. Oh, God. Central, we found the child. Child in the wardrobe. He's alive, conscious but terrified. Small boy matches the description. Book. That could have been good, too, because she can start hearing him because he was dying.
Well, because then they could have revived him. Like, he could have been dead. Well, right. I guess it depends on how long it took, like, with all the dispatch and all that. But yeah, like, I mean.
Yeah, what a beautiful story. They bring him back so he can lay in a hospital bed and be a vegetable.
Well, no, at this point. Yeah, but, like, if he was, like, just on the edge of death. But, yeah.
A wave of dizzying relief washed over me, so strong it almost buckled me. He was real. The boy is real. They got to him. Arthur Collins is now in deep trouble. But then the other part of it crashes back in. Eleanor, I said, my voice hoarse. They found him. They found the little boy, Leo. He's safe. They have him. Her response with a broken whisper, almost inaudible. Leo, his name was Leo. He was real. Yes, Eleanor, he was real, but the officers, they still don't see you. Mr. Collins says you're not there. Eleanor, where are you in the house right now? A long, shaky sigh. I'm in the living room by the window, but when they came in, they walked right past me, right through where I was standing, her voice filled with a dawning, unutterable horror. They didn't see that I was here. Eleanor, I don't know what to say. What could I possibly say? The wardrobe, the master bedroom, that's where I heard him so clearly. I spent so much of the time in that room after Robert. Her voice trailed off. Then a new note of terror, colder than before. If Mr. Collins bought the house 3 years ago from the Roberts estate, if Robert died, and then when did I die? The question hung in the air, chilling me to the bone. I had no answer. My dispatcher's manual had no protocol for this. How did she call the 911 though? Like, She got like Ghost Verizon, Ghost Spectrum.
Yeah, I mean, she just got a fucking cell phone that still
Like,
can
are the
connect.
officers walking in the house and there's just a phone floating?
But the thing is like how like my part with it is like if the officers walked right through you, like you known at that moment, like, oh well, hey, I'm not here, or they're not, whichever way. But like she said, they walked right through her.
Right. Yeah. At that point, I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm a ghost. Dang, I killed myself. That's right. I don't feel anything, she whispered, her voice sounding distant. Now it's frayed. It's like I'm fading. I can't see the room clearly anymore. It's cold. Eleanor, stay with me. At this point, I know I'm like, dog, you're a ghost. Like,
once again, these fucking stories are bringing, like, all I can think of is a Beatles song right now.
but let me get through this, okay? Because I'm always done. I can't wait to be done with this.
Yes.
Can you describe what you see around you now? My professional instincts were useless, grasping at straws. Her voice was barely a breath, just dark and wind, so much wind. Then a click, the line went dead. Eleanor, I yelled into the receiver. Eleanor, static. My hand was shaking as I hit the redial button for the incoming number. It rang once, twice, then connected. But there was no voice, just a sound, a faint, hollow, whistling sound, like a wind blowing through a cracked window pane or across the mouth of an empty bottle. It sounded like I'd heard it before, sometimes on bad connections, but this was different. It felt empty, desolate. I listened for a full minute, then my heart pounding, a cold sweat on my brow. The sound didn't change, just soft, sighing wind. I hung up. All right, there's just some jargon after that. I'm not reading the rest of that.
You could have just ended that.
Right. That was so much for. Look, and that's like top all time this year, second.
You know, the funny thing is with that story, though, that's like when somebody's like, well, I wish they would have like wrapped it up at the end. Yeah, that's what you get with a fucking wrap up is garbage. Just a bunch of fucking garbage. Because no matter how that played out at the end, like it should have just fucking ended and
Look,
been
I mean,
done.
I guess it's a cute little story that definitely has been told, but it's just like she's a ghost. No. She's a ghostly specter. She is a ghoul from the underworld. Like she is a. Do you get that she's a ghoul? Do you understand that she is not of this spectral world? She's a ghost. She's a ghost. She's a ghost. She's a ghost. She's dead. She has died. That's why I kept reading as she's gone. She's not here. She's dead. Do you understand what I'm saying? She's gone. Like that's what all those paragraphs, and I just kept reading through, and I was like, ooh, like all these like twists and turns it could take, and there's like, well, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, she could have like.
I'm gonna pre-read these, by the way, so I'm not like, fuck, I get trapped into a fucking.
No, I mean, I think they're good. Like it's good that we went down that rabbit hole and came out the other side of it.
It makes the good ones better, though. Like it makes the good stories better.
Well, and then this allows us to explain, like, with this, like, that's my thing with this story is like, whether it's written by AI, whatever, whether it's a poorly put together story. I think ultimately the bones there were good. They just took some bad turns. But like at the end, that is like when people always talk about like, oh, you know, like they left so many like loose ends at the end. No, like that's what you get at the end is just like this whole like, yeah, she's a ghost. Oh, right. And then I sat there and then I star 69 the number to call it back. Like none of that needs to happen because it is boring as fuck. Like, did you add any more suspense to this story and like make it any more interesting? No, the fucking when she's like, oh shit, I'm a ghost and I'm fading away. That's the end. That's the fucking end.
At the end of this podcast, I do my own creepypasta. I bet I could think one up.
And then it's fade away.
Huh?
Then just fade away.
Right, yeah, just she's a ghoul. She's a ghoul. She is a specter. She's dead, bro. She's not like she's.
You want to know a good movie? Like, and I can't remember the name of the movie that it was, but like the
where they're ghosts and then the people move in and she thinks that they're ghosts, but actually they turn out to be ghosts.
No, the Kevin Bacon movie.
The what? The Kevin what?
Kevin Bacon movie where there's like a bunch of kids getting murdered,
and yeah, they live at that lake house.
Not at the lake house in the city.
What? It just came out like 4 years ago.
No, this one's an old one. I don't have my.
They live in the city.
Yeah, I'll find it.
Because I know he just had one where he has a son.
No, this one's an old school one.
You know what's crazy? Kevin Bacon's been in a lot of horror movies.
The craziest
and
one.
Nobody brings them up for Kevin Bacon movies. You know, the worst thing I ever said, like the I thought was going to be funny and turned out not to be. And this is why I don't smoke weed. Is we all got high one time, and I look over to my brother. There's many friends in my house right now, and we were watching something on like CW or something like that. We didn't have cable, and it was talking about Footloose, and I was like, man, and it's like showing Kevin Bacon or something. It's one of Kevin Bacon's movie. I think it's called Footloose. But I look over to my brother and I'm high, so I think what I'm saying is making sense. And I look over to him like a pun, and I was like, bro, I want a Kevin Bacon sandwich right now. And he was like, that's the gayest thing I have ever heard. And I'm just like, oh fuck, that is. A bacon sandwich would be good right now. That's what I meant to say, like real punny. But I was like, oh, I want a Kevin Bacon sandwich.
Yeah, that's
Jesus Christ.
I remember I watched Hollow Man.
Yeah, he was Hollow Man, Tremors,
but like
Friday the 13th.
where he squeezed the boob and like he was not visible and squeezed the boob. So it's kind of, I don't know how they pulled that trick off like visually, but you got to see make believe boob squeezing.
So the one with his son is called You Should Have Left. All right. Stir of Echoes.
Stir of Echoes.
Yep.
That one's the one.
I was like, I know as
I
soon
was
as I
trying
see
to do
it,
it, but I don't know the password to this. We need to make this password something that's easier for me to
look. I'm gonna type it out here because I don't.
I know, but like I just need to change it so that it's something that's not 6 digits long, but
and just easily rememberable.
Oh, I fucked up the end there.
Yeah, you did.
I had everything but the end. Yep, I'm in. The movie that I was looking to tell you about was Stir of Echoes. That's the one.
Right.
Now that I'm unlocked and can get in. There's a lot of good, like, what's that Denzel movie with John Goodman and the spirit jumps between.
Oh, fuck. And then, like, well, I don't want to give the ending away, but
that one's so fucking good.
You think he kills the demon? Fuck, what is that called? Is it 7 Deadly Sins or some shit like that? No, fucking.
That one's so good. That one's one of my favorites of all time.
I know what you're talking about, though. It's a detective movie.
Yeah.
Fallen.
Yep.
That one is dope. Oh wait, I don't think that's it.
Fallen's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I mean, he did a lot of good movies in that time frame, but that's one of my favorite Denzel movies of all time. Just because, like, it's just such a
1998. That. How long after that did he do Training Day?
I don't know time frame on that.
Year or two later. Have you seen Training Day?
Oh yeah.
Oh god, that's why.
So good.
That's why people don't talk about like Fallen and shit like that, because there's like you'll be like, man, that's a fucking good Denzel Washington movie, and then Denzel's great movies are just like.
Yeah, but I think Fallen is like one of the it's not so much just based on Denzel's performance of it. Like it's just a fucking great story. And
yeah.
Like it's very like edgy. Like
it starts off not like a fucking paranormal movie.
No,
it really gets into like a real, just like what would happen, and then once he meets the what is that, the theology guy,
yeah,
and then he's like talking about the entity that does that, and then that's when it like starts kind of getting, and it's like if you're watching horror movies and you're like, I want to watch like a real horror movie, that one while it might seem, ludicrous of a demon jumping from body to body, it does, like how they do it, it just like it feels real.
Yes,
and it's really good. All right, this next one called I'm the Woman Who Keeps Being Found Dead, Ask Me Anything.
just on Reddit. We're gonna
Hello everyone, I'm Audrey Rohn, 42 years old. For the past few years, once a month, bodies identical to mine have been found mutilated in the area. And I don't mean lookalikes or people altered to resemble me. These are clones. But it took a while now for people to understand what was happening. At first, they assumed I was part of a set of twins, but now that the body count has reached 72, that theory is obviously absurd. Both of my parents have passed away, and I'm an only child. In the beginning, the remains were barely recognizable, just garbage bags filled with what looked like meat hidden deep into the woods. But over time, whatever is doing this has grown bolder, dumping the bodies into public places I frequent. Authorities have confirmed the bodies are human, but many are missing vital organs, usually the brains, lungs, sometimes the limbs are absent as well. It's also believed that all of them were killed, assuming that they were ever truly alive to begin with. The police are investigating, but progress in the case is stagnated. Besides the fact that the bodies keep popping up, we do fear eventually one of the bodies will actually be me. So I've been forced to undergo daily surveillance and wellness checks, along with constant harassment from the news outlets trying to get a fresh scoop. But instead of letting a bunch of shameless ghouls profit off of me, I'm just going to inform people directly. Feel free to. Oh, so they're really wording it like a AMA.
So they told that whole story, and then
Yeah, and now they're answering stuff in the comments. And if you think that God, that's a book. That's a book. Give me one that's
that's a
not a
good
book.
premise. But like, where's like, tell us a story.
This next one says, I've been peeing for 10 years straight.
Peeing?
Peeing.
Well, quit drinking, bro.
Urinating. All right. I've been peeing for 10 years straight. I've been peeing in the same toilet for 10 years straight. 10 years ago, I went to go for a pee in my toilet and I've never stopped. I shouted for help as to why I kept on peeing nonstop. Hours went by and the ambulance arrived and were astonished at how I was still peeing for hours. Then media got attention and doctors examined me while I was peeing. I was fine, but I was still peeing. And when a year went by, I was still peeing. I was all alone in this house, peeing until the end of time. People lost interest now, and when I get a plumber to check the toilet, it's still working. How are they doing all this? How is he typing this out if he's still pissing? Funnily enough, I haven't felt hunger or thirst during this peeing situation. Also, when I step back further from my toilet, my pee automatically stretches to still reach the toilet.
This isn't a horror. This is
great.
a comedy.
Even when I sit down on the sofa in my living room to watch TV, my pee still reaches the toilet and dodges away from objects in the walls. Sometimes, as I'm standing above the toilet inside of my bathroom, I start thinking about certain events in my life. I started thinking about my first marriage and how it only lasted a month. It was going well until I woke up in a hospital bed as I had survived a headshot wound that I did to myself. But my wife didn't survive it. We both shot each other as a pact.
Well, that's not as funny as what the
Right.
story was leading to.
Then I started thinking about the violent country I come from. I remember good people being arrested for literally anything, be it accidental littering or having to run across the road to reach something. All the murderers, thieves, and other big-time criminals got away with anything. When I got sent to jail for accidental littering, I was so sad, but then I got to jail, and I was pleasantly surprised to find every good person in jail. It wasn't jail, but a haven from the outside world. I smiled to myself at that thought. It's been 10 years now, and I've been peeing in the same toilet. That noise it makes when the pee hits the water has numbed my ears that sometimes I don't even hear it anymore. The world has changed in 10 years, and I've been so many wars and financial crashes, but I'm still here peeing. When burglars tried robbing my home, I started running outside while my pee was still reaching the toilet and dodging objects. Then when I went back to my home, my pee was still in the process of strangling all the burglars. They were all dead and dropped to the ground. My pee was still reaching the toilet. That's the end of it. What the fuck did I just read?
Like there was moments where I was like, oh, this could get pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, I was
like,
like, well, once he said that, I was like, oh, he died. He's like obviously dead. You know, he didn't survive the gunshot wound. Obviously, he's in some.
But then he shot his wife,
right,
and then went to jail for littering. But all the murderers are walking free. But it's actually paradise because all the good people are in jail. Oh,
all right. So I want to make a creepypasta.
That was.
I bet I can make a good creepypasta if I can just sit down.
How about we just write it though?
Why write it? I can just tell you the story. You think I wouldn't be good?
I'm not saying it wouldn't be good.
Probably wouldn't be good.
I'm just saying, like, let's write one and then read it, and then we can slip it in and be like, which one was Mike's?
Oh, I could do that to you. Which one was Mike's? You wouldn't even know. Fuck.
But it'd be more fun that way rather than just you going straight from like freestyling it. I think it'd be more fun that way.
Yeah, you think so?
Mm-hmm.
Man, so you were right about the 2-sentence horrors. That was just like it's too short to really get into anything for. I don't know if we dedicate another episode to creepypastas and.
No, I think there's stories that we can get into. Like, I think that's the cool thing is, you know, we do some that are Am I the Assholes? Those work good. I like the Hall of Fames. Those are good because they're deep. We did get one submission that we need to get into about a picky eater that didn't like mustard.
Is that on MADHD or Two Daddies?
No, I mean it's a like Hall of Famer. It's a long one.
Is that one in the thing?
Yeah,
Nice.
we just have to. Well, no, it's not in there because it's a bunch of updates and stuff that are disjointed, and so we'd have to get them all compiled together. But
you think we should end this one off with the Am I the Asshole?
Yeah. That's good icing on the cake.
Yeah, because look, I feel like we've read a bunch of stories and only one of them was like really good.
No, I think the last two were good. Like, I mean, the fucking P one was great. And
yeah, but you gotta
time.
love that stuff though.
That was so terrible and so good.
All right. So we're gonna round this one out with a "Am I the asshole?" because that's just it's like a palate cleanse.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck. What? There's so many. Oh, I know why. Because I hide them on the tablet
Mm-hmm.
and on this.
And then they pop back open.
Yeah, and then they pop back open.
You can pull up the tablet then. Just use the tablet.
What is this? Am I the asshole? Boyfriend peed in the bed and is mad at me for my response. Is that a good one?
Yeah, that's decent. And there's a update.
Oh,
so there's the beginning on the.
Oh, this one has an update. All right, so am I the asshole? Boyfriend peed in the bed and is mad at me for my response. My boyfriend, male 27, and I, female 23, just moved into a new house and bought a new mattress. Last night, I woke up to a wet feeling under my arm and hand. My boyfriend was already up in the bathroom. When he came back, I asked him if he spilled something in bed or knew why I was wet. He told me that he thinks he peed in the bed, and I asked him again. I said, wait, are you serious? And he said, yeah, I think I peed in my dreams and I peed in real life. We are both half awake at this point, and I'm just surprised that he actually did wet the bed. I asked him to go grab stuff to clean it, and he told me that it was fine. I asked him what he meant by that, and he grabbed a towel, laid it on the wet spot, and got back to sleep. I pulled the covers off of him, told him that he needs to go grab stuff to clean it up because I don't want it to get stained. It's a new mattress, and we don't have a mattress cover for it yet. He told me that it was fine and that I'm overreacting. That statement naturally pissed me off, and I told him that I'm not going to sleep in his piss, and that's not fair to me. He told me he'd clean it in the morning and that it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal and doesn't warrant the reaction I have. That was not the solution I wanted, so I took all the sheets off my bed and threw them at him. I told him to sleep on the couch. It was very irritating hearing him tell me that I'm overreacting because I asked him to clean up his pee in the bed we both slept in. He then knocked on the door 10 minutes later asking for a new blanket because the one I gave him smelled like pee. But what? Am I the asshole for reacting to my boyfriend not cleaning up pee in the bed the right way?
No, you're not the asshole.
That's a what? That's I don't. Have you ever peed in the bed where you were just like, I thought I was peeing in a bathroom?
Yeah, no, like I mean, it's and not like it's ever like been a frequent thing, but there's been I think like once or twice, and I never like continue peeing. It's like whoa, fuck, and then you wake up and get out of bed and go pee. But like there has been moments where like I had to pee so bad that I was peeing in my dream, and I was like, what? Wait, no, and
yeah, I ain't peed the bed since I was a kid.
I did once,
but I think like, were you drinking alcohol?
Probably.
Okay, yeah. That's if that was like he was drunk. But me, I would never just like go to bed and just be like, in my dream, I'm and just like release. I couldn't do that. But just like lay my piss, babe. Lay in it.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Stew
is like
in the piss with
me. If you just like laid it down real hard and she had
that's right. I'm sleeping in the wet spot.
Yeah. No, don't matter.
Throw, like a fucking naked greasy walrus just
throw
laying
a towel
there.
Down. We're
I'm
good.
At home. That's what I look like. I look like a big unbaked chicken just laying in that bed. Just look what I created.
But yeah,
a bunch of pride and just like
even though it's the same, it's technically pee. But yeah,
I don't ever go into the what it is because
it's still fun.
Yeah, fuck it. Look, if you don't ever get freaky with your wife and just like in mid you're doing, and you're just like, just pee on my chest, and she's like, whoa, what? And I'm like, oh,
you heard what I said.
I don't know where that came from.
You heard what I said.
All right, so here's the update. Thank you guys for the quick replies. This was my first post on Reddit, and I don't use it very much, but after he left for work today, I couldn't get the situation off of my mind. I thought I'd see what y'all had to say. I'll address a few comments from the first post. First off, I wish it was fake, but I really did wake up yesterday to piss in the bed, and it ended with me arguing with my boyfriend. My boyfriend and I only have lived together in small stints here and there, but before this, the first time we had our own house was just us. No, he doesn't have a drug or alcohol problem, diabetes, take medicine or anything. He just worked an overnight shift the previous night and was pretty tired. He's never done anything like this before. We've been together since we've been together, so I don't So that's why I didn't believe him at first. We don't have a lot of money right now, so we got a mattress from Walmart for $300. For those of you bashing that detail, we both ended up cleaning the pee after I threw the sheets and blankets at him, and I took the bed because our couch isn't big, and I really couldn't be bothered to move to the couch when I felt like I did nothing wrong. I was tired and wasn't thinking that part through entirely. Also, he's not a horrible, abusive boyfriend, have a fetish, etc. Like some of the comments have said, maybe he likes peeing on you and you just... And I didn't throw him out of the bed. He was truly half awake and just not responsive by the way he needed to be peeing in our bed. That's probably why he's probably just like laying the towel down and she's like, clean it up. And he's just like, wow, clean this.
It's good.
I wiped it away.
We're good.
Anyways, he got back from work today with flowers and my favorite ice cream. He told me he was thinking about what happened last night all day and that he was sorry. He apologized for dismissing me and that he was disrespectful. I told him that the only issue I had with the situation was him telling me I was overreacting for me wanting him to clean up the pee at the moment. That wasn't fair to me and expect me to be okay sleeping in the pee. Let me be clear. I understand accidents happen, but to sit there and tell me my response to needing to clean it ASAP is unwarranted and insane. I appreciate the gesture, and I did read what you guys said. He doesn't have any underlying trauma or alcohol issues. He just peed in the bed by accident. I wasn't shaming him for peeing in the bed. I was mad at his response. I'm trying to be understanding that he was tired and wanting to get back to bed, but at the same time, this affects both of us. I just needed him to be responsible and acknowledging of what he said. What I said was valid, and he needs to grow up. He did order a mattress cover that will be here tomorrow. So until that's on, I don't want him in the bed with me. I think making him sleep with those sheets and blankets did jolt him awake to realizing the gravity of the situation. I'm still a bit hurt by how he handled the situation selfishly and was inconsiderate. But he seems pretty remorseful, so we'll see how we both feel. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, get off of it now.
Oh yeah, what a bitch! Like,
you can't sleep in the bed.
You're like, he's half a fucking asleep. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But also, he said I overreacted. Like, what kind of selfish fucking asshole? After he brought flowers and ice cream and apologized.
Like, hey,
what
hey,
a
babe,
bitch, bro! Yeah. Run! I wish I could just like, bro, run, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Because she's doing. Y'all been married for 5 years type of shit. That's when like real arguments go out the door, and you just got to argue about bullshit.
And that's the thing, though, is like, I mean, there's no reason to still be mad at somebody for like an accident. Like, because that's the thing is like when a kid does it, it is an accident. The kid didn't want to fucking pee the bed. Like, and like as a full grown adult, you really don't want to fucking pee the bed. You don't want to tell the story. You don't want to have like, there's nothing that's like, unless it's a kink or a fetish or something like that, but it's not. You haven't faced this before, but for you to like still be like, yeah, and like he can't sleep in the bed until that thing gets like, bitch, he hasn't pissed in the bed before. You said you slept in bed with him like multiple times over your guys' relationship. This is the first time he's pissed in the bed, and you're gonna be like, you can't sleep in the bed until you get that fucking mattress cover on there. You fucking
that's
dirty
crazy,
little boy.
Man. Like she immediately went to, oh, we can see why you're upset. So goddamn, yes. Like what? Bro, yeah, he's got to get the fuck out of there because it's all downhill from here, brother.
Like the way that he handled it that night.
I got to look at some of those fucking comments to be like, bitch, like you were fucking what?
That night was a terrible reaction. He should like, obviously, yes, he was half asleep and just trying to get back to sleep. But like the thing is like, yeah, dude, take this a little
like
seriously.
You handed it well. Accidents happen, but your feelings and boundaries are valid.
Fuck that
Fuck
stuff.
Fuck you, yeah.
Like,
that's a fucking...
People overuse that shit way too much. Like set up boundaries. But yeah, like, come the fuck on. Like, you're going to have some inconveniences in your life. Like, boundaries are one thing, but like being completely just a pain in the ass, that's not a boundary.
How is nobody just like, what a
Because it's fucking Reddit, dude.
This is crazy. Can I not get to one? Is there...
You got to look for the ones that are downvoted, because obviously the people are like super in the... You can actually sort comments too, can't you?
Yeah, I did controversial.
Yeah.
So people were like, God, you're a bitch. Like, you are a literal taint of a person. Someone said he needs to see a doctor.
No, it's fucking one time.
Like, this is a W. Well done to both of you for handling it with maturity. What? No. Like, he said you were overreacting. In the grand scheme of a relationship, that's the Like if he's never said it before, but this is the first time, and I'm still hurt, and I don't know if I don't know if our relationship can move forward. That's why I had to go over to my ex-boyfriend's house and suck his dick. Like Michael's taking it way out of proportion, but god damn, like what the fuck? And for him to come back and be so apologetic, you know how he was. He was undoubtedly humiliated, and you made it way worse. Yes, it needed to be cleaned up right away, but a little understanding on your end would have gone a long way too. Oh god, that's finally one, and it downvoted to shit.
Really?
Yeah.
you can embarrass that poor guy who had an accident. Like,
you said accidents happen, but made him sleep with pissy blankets after working an overnight shift. That's wild. I agreed he handled pissing in the bed badly, but he was probably just as embarrassed. And as you were mad, I couldn't imagine making anyone I love sleep with a pissy blanket or be cold no matter how mad I am. Perhaps you should consider growing up also. Downvoted to shit.
But that's fucking legit. Like on the first, like I get the first part, like where you're kind of upset.
Oh wow, like, you're pretty mean to someone that apologized, feels bad, and is likely embarrassed. You're punishing him more after he apologized. This one's minus 26 points.
That one's great.
I'm confused. You are now punishing him by not allowing him to sleep in the bed. The fuck? Right, yeah. Like just Jesus fucking. And everybody's just like, oh my God, you don't understand relationships. And that's somebody with fucking like 5 kids, dude or girl. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, you got to find the perfect one. No, fuck you. What? This is why you're fucking 0 for 10 in love. Like, Jesus Christ. Well, listen, guys, this has been an episode of Two Daddies Judging Baddies. I will get that story. I think I'm going to post it on the Creepypasta site. And you just ain't going to know it's me, except for my username. But yeah, I'm gonna write one out and post it on there, and then probably give y'all the update on this the following week.
You know, that's something good though. Then you can do the reading of the thing on there. You could post the reading of it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we could do and then we'll do the reading of it. But I'm gonna hit number 1 because I'm gonna come up with a fuck story, real good story, and I'm gonna make it you believe it's going one way, and then after that, I'm just gonna hit you in the gut, and you're like, oh my God.
I got an idea for you. I'm gonna save it till after we get off this though.
But yeah, guys, hey, if you want to support the podcast, you can go to patreon.com/Mike and Dylan. It does work.
It does work.
Yeah, it does work. It does work. So it's a big help to us. And listen, we love you. You are beautiful, and we will see you next time.
Later.